Right, welcome back to another video. As you can see, beautiful location. This is actually the Coppermill stream on the Walthamstows complex. Somewhere I've fished a lot in the past. I really enjoy it for many different reasons. It's crystal clear, nice bit of flow on it, some lovely carp. And as you can see by how overgrown it is, it's hardly fished. I've got about 2-3 days ahead of me. I'm here today, I've got a GoPro on a stick, bucket full of bait, and the plan of action is to go up and down, and also I've got a rake as well. I'm going to be clearing spots, baiting some little traps, and then coming back for a couple of days with the hopes of catching one of the big ones. Now there is a carp in here that I've been campaigning for, really nice mirror carp that's just shy of 30 pounds, so that'd be sick to catch that one. Polish is with me behind the camera, going to be lapping up and down the river. Hopefully we find some carp straight away, but this area is prime, so this will be the first place that I rake and bait. Let's get cracking.
Well, you spooked a carp?
Yeah, spooked a fish. First throw, all the lilies started knocking as I threw it in.
Good sign.
They love it here, mate, because under the there's no more swims this way really, and under the bridge there's like a little safe haven where they can't be fished for. So they'll sit under there all day near the oxygen pipe, and then they'll come up here, and this is obviously the first bit they hit. So they really like it here. These lilies are hard to pull.
That ain't gonna fly, is it? That back?
Nah. It's a workout, mate, honestly. Clearing this, we'll be here for about an hour and a half, I reckon. But it's worth it. Wait till you see them in the morning, like off the clear spot, it's so sick. Get in there now. There's not much coming back. Right. Finished raking it. I've left a little bit of weed on the bottom just so it's not a massive open area. Yeah, just going to put a load of bait in, probably 2 kilos. Bait wise, I'm just putting a mix out. I want small items, the roach will come in, swim, kick up all the small food items, and then I've got some sort of broken boilies as well. I don't use any whole boilies just because it's so blatant on the bottom. Particle in there, pulses, seeds, things like that tend to be a bit better. Sweet corn's a good one, but I've not got any with me today, but I'll have that with me tomorrow. Right, that should do that swim. Now I've got to spend an hour raking the next one. It's boiling, isn't it? It's about 26 degrees today. Good UK weather for once. That would have been a cut off, wouldn't it? Right, I think that's all we can do. Baited a couple of areas. Decided not to bait at the end, didn't really see anything. It looks really weedy, so I've got 2 spots ready to go. All the weed was still here, which means no one's fished this side of the stream all summer, which it baffles me, it really does. People sort of get here and they have a few hours fishing so they find clear spots, but I'm glad we've been able to prep some areas. Go back to the shop, get a good bit of kit, prep all my gear, back here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Not a good sign, mate, that. Normally when you come back in the morning, it's like all of them are just there straight away, and I can see bait on the bottom, so that tells me if there's bait on the bottom that the carp haven't been here, because they'd have completely cleared the whole lot of it. The carp aren't here, which means that they're all at the other end, so I guess I've narrowed that down. A little bit frustrating because I'm now kicking myself for not going to that end and putting some bait in down there, but it's never been like this. It's always worked, whether it's because that pipe is not pumping out water. Normally they do like to hold there and then sort of come up and down, but still positive. It's literally the first day fishing, so no point in getting negative. Just a bit of a shame because I really like that spot, seeing them coming through the cabbage. The other end tends to be a little bit more tricky, more overhangs, places for them to hide, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. We've got all day today, all day tomorrow, potentially a bit more time after that if I want to come back. So get the gear, lug it to the other end of the stream, and we'll catch up over there. any carp in this river?
I don't think so.
We've walked the whole thing. I've not seen a single carp. That's mad. We've walked on the roadside because of my trolley. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the other side because a lot of this side's just full of trees. In Canopy you can't actually see the water. I'm going to go on the other side, probably chuck my trolley in a bush for a bit, walk just with my rucksack. But I can't believe we've not seen any carp.
Not even one.
Especially in here. This is, so that's the Coppermill Tower.
Oh, there's one, look.
Where?
Look,
Oh yeah, common, yeah. Coming across the bar. First carp, oh my god. Nah. So yeah, this is the Coppermill Tower. Bowl here, flows coming in from this side, and it makes a little eddy. And we've just seen one come across the bar, so I would say there's probably a group of fish.
Maybe in that little
in the
tunnel,
shallow bay at the back. It's a bit of slack water, normally quite weedy. So before we go on the other side and lap the trees where there will be carp, there's about 25, 26 fish in here, so there'll be a group of 10 or 12 of them somewhere. That noise is there's a rake that drags the weed because the water actually flows through into a resi and comes back round again, so that sort of stops it blocking up. Yeah, let's get going. That's a good sign. First carp. Just seen another couple of carp. I've walked about 150 yards up from the end. And there's 2 or 3 fish in the margin and they're just working their way upstream. So I reckon there's a big group of carp up this bit. A lot of weed this year. Can't see the bottom anywhere, just oxygen weed running right the way through. So I need to get ahead of the fish, find a spot, put a bit of bait in. It's looking better now, it's looking better. I think the bulk of the fish are down this way. Right, the fish, probably about 50 yards down there, and there's a lovely big clear spot. The only problem is it's all trodden, so it has been fished. But there's also a nice tree here that I cleared out about a year ago, and you can stand and watch the water, and I might be able to place a rig in there, which might be a bit more discreet. But either way, it's worth getting a rod in, because those fish will come this way. Yeah, get some bait in here, I think. Right, there's the channel. The channel's 3/4 of the way across. You can see where they're going to come in. So I'm not going to put the rig down here, I'm going to put it over there and back let it. I think I'll get a bite a lot quicker. They're really spooky on here, so a lot of it is putting the rig in the right place. Come undone. I tied an all bright knot and I pulled it down. Rig wise, this is probably the only time that I change my rigs. I use the same thing as you probably noticed in the films, but on the river they're tricky little fish, and what they'll do is they'll come downstream, they'll clock the bait and they'll turn round and then start feeding upstream. You don't want the line to be coming, you don't want to fish upstream, because then the fish are going to swim and hit your line. So you always want to be upstream of the fish, which means they're feeding like this, coming towards it. They hit the hook and then they take it that way, which means they have to go double the length of the rig before they hit the weight of the lead. And they'll often just pick it up and just sit there with it, spitting it out. I've seen it many, many times. It's the most frustrating thing ever. So on here, I use a stiff section of fluorocarbon. That'll sit down, and then I use an all bright knot to a little bit of supple braid. Now what happens is, they pick it up, that supple bit allows it to actually sit into the mouth, and then the rigidity of the fluoro link means that as soon as they move, that fluoro bending hooks them. If you use supple material all the way through, they'll just play around with you. So that's the rig. I thought I'd cover that now before putting it in.
Perfect.
Get in there.
he doing?
Drop down. I was literally just about to say to Polish we're moving because I've seen some carp feeding on the spot I baited earlier. Not at the other end of the stream, just halfway along under a tree. And they're coming here. And a decent common, mid-20s, come on, it's right over me, it's right over me. Is it hooked? Oh, I think it spat me out. No. Oh, I think it spat me out. Oh no, is it coming back? No, it come right over.
Wait, it's coming back. He's going to come back.
The cloud coming up, it come right over and like shook its head a bit and sort of swam off. Oh,
That's probably the biggest one of them all.
that was big. That was big fish.
I saw it going back.
Upper 20.
He's underneath them bushes somewhere.
That was a good opportunity, man. I think it spat me out. They're so crafty on here. They feed so slow.
I don't think that was the same one that came in earlier.
Nah, that was bigger than the one that come in about 20 minutes ago.
He's under the bush somewhere there because he's not swam back.
Yeah, he didn't dart off, but he didn't like it. I think he took the hook bait. Oh my god, there's one there. Oh, it saw me. Oh, it's a big one. No, it's a big one. No. That was a big mirror. I swear to god, the big mirror was right there. Couldn't see it because it blended into the bottom and it bolted off. Oh. I know that's done. I've spooked that fish enough times to know it ain't coming back. But there will be others about. No, that was the big one. Right, let's get it in quick before anything else comes in. Right, we're on the move. It's about, well, roughly about 4 or 5 o'clock, judging by the sun, but both our phones are dead, so we don't know. I had 2 fish coming in on that spot at the same time, both of them sus milkbait out, cleared me and then left, and since then nothing else has been back. So I'd assume, having probably only seen about 12 carp today, and there's double that in here, I think the rest of them are up that end, or at least towards that end. So we're going to do the final part of the day. It's probably got 4 hours left, so plenty of time. Back at the spot we raked yesterday and put some bait in this morning. And I'm hoping that there's going to be some fish there. Fingers crossed. Right, there's no fish there now, but the bait's gone. Polish came down to go to the toilet about an hour ago and reckons he saw a few carp on the spot, so they've definitely cleared it off and disappeared. I'm going to check next door, but I think now it's the evening. We've put loads of bait up there ready for tomorrow. I think we do the evening here. There's always a good chance of a fish passing through. The sun's in the worst place. It's shining right at me. I can't see the water at all, so there could be carp there now.
I told you.
Come on.